Hi everyone, I'm Tom. Today I'm going to be playing Gloomhaven. This is a ridiculously, epic, expansive dungeon crawling game where we will be, taking on missions and expanding a story that's told through a campaign. So it's got campaign aspects to it, it's got legacy aspects to it. Because of that, there's going to be spoilers, but I'm going to kind of clip off the beginning and the end of the playthrough. So this video is going to have kind of the setup, who we are, the story of the scenario, the first scenario I'll be doing, and then I'll end the video. The next video will be the playthrough. I won't talk about anything involving the story there, but there may still be minor spoilers in what the characters do, even though I'm playing with two of the starting characters, and it's all starting items and things, so there shouldn't really be big spoilers in the playthrough. And then I will end the playthrough as we're about to end the scenario, and we'll do some story, if I win, of course. If I don't win, there won't be any story. But let's get on with it, shall we? So this is your final warning for spoilers. I'm about to go into the opening of Gloomhaven. So if you really don't want spoilers, I'll give you one more chance to click and go to the next video. Otherwise, here we go with the story. So this is the scenario book. It's quite a nice hefty book. There's 95 scenarios in this, and you will open it on your first game and start off with the story of Gloomhaven. So everyone needs to eat. Whatever your reason for coming to Gloomhaven, out here on the edge of the world, that simple fact is never going to change. A mercenary can't fight on an empty stomach. So when Jexera, a Valrath woman wearing a red cloak and enough gold jewellery to keep you fed for a decade, approaches you in the Sleeping Lion and offers to pay you 10 gold coins to track down a thief and retrieve some stolen goods, well, it seems like as good an excuse as any to sober up and start paying off your tab. The thief has taken some important documents, says the red-skinned merchant, her tail whipping about in agitation. I don't care what you do to him, just bring back what is mine. Based on Jexera's description, it was easy enough to knock around a few alley thugs and get a location of the thieves' hideout. You don't find yourself as a mercenary way out in Gloomhaven without knowing how to crack a few skulls. So your target is the Black Barrow. Sounds like a lovely place. And now, here is where the first legacy part comes in, I suppose, where we have stickers in the box. And I won't show you my board because my board is a little bit further on than this. So I'm hoping to get a picture of the board. There is a fantastic a PDF on Board Game Geek made by Sid Rain, and you can go and look at that. It's I think it only works on PCs, but if you're concerned about using stickers on the board, or you'd like to restart, like I think I might one day, somebody has made Sid has made a PDF of the map, and you can click on it to make the stickers appear and disappear and things. It's really fantastic. Hopefully I'll be able to manipulate that to get some screenshots of me putting the sticker on the Black Barrow. So that is where we're going for our first mission. And there's a global achievement, which is basically telling us that the city is ruled by the military. Next in the scenario book is a bit of setup. You need to get certain city cards and road cards, and then you can get the city's available supply of items, which is quite limited to start with, and it gives you some recommendations for the start of the game. And that's just what I've done, basically. I have picked two classes that I have not played with. I've only played one class, I'll say that. We've played two-player, quite a few scenarios. I think we've played 13 scenarios so far. And, we're getting on with our characters. But I thought for this, it'd be interesting to try new people. So I have started with the Brute. Well, Marty's being the Brute. And he seems like quite a tanky, melee damage dealer. And the Mind Thief is what I'm going to be playing, who looks crazy. Like both from the character and the cards. It seems to do a little bit of everything. It goes invisible, it inflicts a lot of status ailments, all sorts of crazy things, but we'll see that as the game goes on. So if I don't do very well, I haven't played these characters, that's my excuse. I have played this scenario quite a few times though. So when you start your characters, you'll have these character sheets that you'll fill in with names. You get 30 gold, which is spent on the starting items if you go for the recommended ones like I have here. So the Mind Thief's got a poison dagger. During a melee attack can add poison to the attack and can recover up to 2 discarded cards just once though. This can be refreshed by certain resting. This can't. And then the Brute had Boots of Striding, so can add movement, and a healing potion which can heal 3 damage. The next thing you'll do with your character and this is a spoilery bit, you will shuffle up and deal 2 personal quest cards, and you'll get to pick one. So just as an idea of what they are, if you want to know, the Mind Thief's personal quest is finding the cure. At first it was just a cough, one of your neighbours keeping you up at night, but then it spread and got worse. Blood, boils and death. The Elder says a cure can be found deep inside the Dagger Forest. The Forest Imps know the way. If you can gather enough of their essence, you may be able to find the way yourself. So my personal quest is to kill 10 Forest Imps, and then I unlock a scenario and I follow it to conclusion, and then I will get a reward, which could be a new character, could be a new element of the game. There's sealed envelopes there's all sorts of things going on. And the Brute is the Eternal Wanderer. There is so much to see in this world, so many wondrous places beyond belief, snowy mountain peaks, forgotten islands, and crystalline caverns. Surely all these miraculous sights were not created by chance. You desire to visit these places and meditate upon their existence. Perhaps doing so will give you greater insight into your own existence as well. So the Brute wants to complete 15 different scenarios. And that's basically it, 15 different scenarios. And once they have completed these quests, they retire for good. It's not saying you can never play it as a Brute again, but the Brute you have been playing with is done forever. So all of the lovely things that you've got for them are done, but you get to unlock something new and carry on your adventure through Gloomhaven. So we've had our setup, we've bought in Gloomhaven, we've exited the bar, we've bought some things to go on our quest. Now we can have a city quest, and this is optional. You don't have to have one of these, but they're generally nice things. So let's see what happened in Gloomhaven for us. So, after resting for the evening, you start out your day noticing a great number of prominent commanding posters around the city. Reading one, you learn that the Sanctuary of the Great Oak is laying down the foundation for a new building on the east side of Gloomhaven. Everyone is encouraged to come and help. This could be an important community event. So I have 2 choices here. Well, the party has 2 choices. We can go and help lay the foundation, or take the opportunity to steal some valuables in the area while everyone's distracted. And I think we'll be the good guys. So you flip it over, you try not to read what the other option would have been. So, our result is, amidst a great deal of revelry, you put all you have into laying the foundation of the sanctuary. Surely much good will be done here, healing the sick and wounded. After all your exhausted efforts, though, you might end up being their first patients. So now, we lose a tick. Now, the ticks you will get from goals, and you will end up ticking them here on your character sheet. If you don't have any, you can't lose any. And then we would gain a reputation. We have reputation on our party sheet. You would move up one there. Reputation can offer you more choices in the future, and it can give you discounts in the shops. And we gain a prosperity. So on the bottom of the map of Gloomhaven, there are these checkboxes for prosperity. Once you reach new levels of prosperity, you unlock more of the game. So we've got some good things happening there. This symbol means remove it from the game. It doesn't mean tear it up. You don't have to do any of that. It's not legacy in that sense. But you need to remove these from the box so they don't come up again. This was a one-time event. So I think we've done all we need to do in Gloomhaven, so we can set off on our journey. And this is mandatory. You need to have a road event if you are, unless you are going to a scenario that links from a previous one that you've just finished, or that you're still at, you need to do a road event. And these can be a bit nasty. So let's see. The route to your destination is less direct than you had hoped, and you end up taking a shortcut through a small forest. There you happen upon a family of deer. They are still a ways off in the distance and haven't noticed you. You approach cautiously. And our options are shoot at one of the deer or just watch the deer for a little bit. Well, I don't think we're going to be shooting at deer. Let's just watch them. Let's observe them. So, you are enjoying watching the animals graze when an arrow flies out and hits the larger of the deer in its center chest. It bolts away but doesn't make it very far before collapsing. Then you see a large inox emerge from the brush and turn toward you. I thought you were going to do something stupid there for a second. Thanks for not scaring away my quarry. Allow me to share some of the spoils with you. Start scenario with a bless. So this is removed as well. So we didn't save the deer, unfortunately, but we have got some blessings now. Now these are blessing cards. These go in our attack modifier decks that we'll see more about in the actual playthrough. But now we start our game with 1 each in our decks. So I think that should be enough preamble. Let's go on to scenario 1. So this is going to be the story. We've been given this small task by Jexera. So now we move on to the Black Barrow. So there are requirements on quests. Sometimes you will need certain achievements, or you will need to have not achieved certain things. Well, I can't really say much about that because there would be big spoilers. The goal is to kill all enemies. So, and that's important to know because it's not always just killing the bad guys. Introduction. The hill is easy enough to find. A short journey past the Newmarket Gate and you see it jutting out on the edge of the corpsewood, looking like a rat under a rug. Moving closer, you see the mound is formed from black earth. Its small, overgrown entrance presents one set of stone stairs leading down to the darkness. As you descend, you gratefully notice light emanating from below. Unfortunately, the light is accompanied by the unmistakable stench of death. You contemplate what kind of thieves would make their camp in such a horrid place as you reach the bottom of the steps. Here you find your answer. A rough group of cutthroats who don't seem to have taken very kindly to your sudden appearance. One in the back matches your description of your quarry. Take care of these unfortunates, he says, backing out of the room. You can vaguely make out his silhouette as he retreats down a hallway and through a door to his left. Well, it's not every day we get people stupid enough to hand-deliver their valuables to us, grins one of the larger bandits, unsheathing a rusty blade. We'll be killing you now. Joke's on them. If you had any valuables, you probably wouldn't be down here in the first place. So that's the setup. We have, diagrams of what's going to be involved in the scenario and what we are going to need to put on the table. But I've set up the first room like this and we can get started. Okay, I think we're done with the, reading spoilery story bit. So if you'd like to actually get onto the start of the scenario, then you can click the link on the screen. But thanks for watching and I'll see you for the next part. Bye.